Our champion, Jan Anderson, and here we go again. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Janice, if you will, then deal out those cards, and here comes a new challenger on Card Sharks. Morris Giles. Hello, Morris. I'm fine.
Very good.
Why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Sure, I'm Morris Giles, originally from Alexandria, Louisiana. I moved to California, went to University of Southern California, where we managed to... Thank you. We've managed to keep the Rose Bowl here for the local people. I am a marketing manager for a major computer company.
We're happy to have you. Now, Morris, I got to ask you now, watching just before you came over there, they were dabbing you down with the makeup and everything. You enjoying this show business
I'm
stuff?
having a wonderful time.
Well, good.
Just excellent.
Hope you have a good time with us.
Thank you very
got
much.
The cards?
Yes, I did.
Here we go.
Right.
Well, I'd say you got to win a question against Jan, though. She is hot.
She is
Jan,
tough.
we start with a question to you.
Okay.
Jan, more and more women have taken up weightlifting to build up their muscles. So we asked 100 bachelors, do you find muscles on a woman sexy? How many bachelors think muscles on a woman are sexy?
Well, I'm a PE major, and women don't get the big old ugly muscles that men get. They just get a nice shape. And so I'm going to say kind of in between, because some guys think that maybe they get real big, but they don't. I'd say about 50.
50?
Yeah.
Do you lift weights, Jan?
Yeah?
Do you lift weights? Really? Yeah? How heavy weights do you lift?
Not very heavy.
Well, it certainly pays off in the good looks department, Jan. Jan says that 50 out of 100 bachelors think muscles in a woman are sexy, Morris.
Well, Gene, I don't believe that most men would even feel muscles or anything that's attractive on a woman, and they'd be afraid of being thrown out of bed with a muscular woman anyway, and I think it's going to be much lower.
The actual number of bachelors who find muscles on a woman sexy is 37. Morris is right. It is lower. So the challenger gets started. And a 4.
Good card. Higher.
Higher than the 4. A 5.
Freeze.
And we move over the freeze bar. First time today someone freezes. And the question to you, Morris. Morris, we asked 100 United States congressmen in Washington, D.C. If the draft is brought back, would you be in favor of drafting women as well as men? How many congressmen would be in favor of drafting women?
I feel even though they are talking about taking women into the services, I don't believe that most men would want women to be on a combat line with them.
Well, it doesn't say combat. It says congressmen drafting women.
Service. I think most of them would be in favor of drafting women. I think it would be about 61.
61 out of 100 congressmen are in favor of drafting women, Jan.
Hey, I don't want to get drafted, and it scares me. I think it's going to be lower. They don't want to get us women out there.
Even with the weightlifting, huh, Jan?
Even with the weightlifting, I don't want to be out there.
These are the polls I always find fascinating. What do our legislators think? And the actual number of congressmen who would be in favor of drafting women is 97. Almost every one of them. Morris, we left off with a 5.
Let's change that card, please.
Winning the question, you have the right to change it to a 3.
Fantastic. Higher.
And the 3. A 6.
Freeze.
Again, Morris freezes. Oh, it's very easy for the audience to say, oh, but of course that keeps Jan away from her cards, and she's got to win a question. Jan, got a question for you now that's a little bit of a visual, so take a look at this, and you at home take a look at it. We showed this picture to 100 grown-ups. We asked them, who is this? How many grown-ups knew it was a picture of Bugs Bunny?
Oh, everybody knows that. Bugs Bunny's been around so long. That's got to be high. I'm going to say 97. It's got to be
97 out of 100 grown-ups knew it was Bugs Bunny, Morris.
Even though Bugs Bunny has been around for an awful long time, and we all realize that's true, I really believe it's going to be lower because a lot of people might have thought it's Peter Rabbit.
No.
No, Peter's got a bigger tail. You say lower. The actual number of grown-ups who knew this was a picture of Bugs Bunny is 86. It's lower. Morris has got it, but a lot of people knew it. You've got a 6.
Let's change it, please.
Made a good change before, and a good change again.
Lower.
And the king. Oh, no. And a double king is not lower, and Jan gets a break. And a queen.
Lower.
Lower than the queen. An 8.
I'm going to freeze.
I didn't think you ever had to use that word, Jan.
I didn't either.
We'll fill in the spaces, and it is sudden death. Someone has to win it on this play of the cards. Morris, the question to you. We asked 100 people, would you favor a law that would prohibit the sale of junk food, such as candy and potato chips, in public schools? How many people would be in favor of a law prohibiting the sale of junk foods in public schools?
As a matter of fact, that is being talked about a great deal in the news these days, and I realize that a lot of parents realize that their children are getting the nourishment nourishment they should be getting from the candy machines and what have you. And I think about 47 people would be in favor of a law of that nature.
47 out of 100 would be in favor of...
No, we're really going into things, trying to get people to eat the right things, and they don't want that junk at the schools for the kids to eat. It's going to be higher.
Even higher than that?
Higher.
This will decide control in sudden death. The actual number of people who would be in favor of a law prohibiting the sale of junk food in public schools is 54. Yeah, that's right. It is higher.
Okay, that's a hard decision. He has a good card, but there's no way. I'm going to... There you go, Morris.
Jan doesn't even need me to explain the options. She does not want to play it for 3 cards. She's going to force Morris to play it because she has control in sudden death. Morris, you've got a good card to start off with the king. Get them both, you win. Make one mistake, Jan wins.
We are going lower!
Lower than a king. An ace, and Jan wins it in sudden death. Wow! I think that king was the best card that you had up there, and it failed you twice, Morris.
Yes.
And again, Jan finds a way to win. She has game 1 and $100, and here come the same 2 decks. The next card's off the top, and Jan will start game 2 with a question to you. Jan, we asked 100 women who have been married for 50 years or more. Interesting question. 50 years or more. If you discovered your husband had been unfaithful to you 49 years ago, would you divorce him? How many women said how many said if they discovered their husband was unfaithful, even if it was 49 years ago, they would still divorce him?
No, they've been married so long, there's going to be no way they're going to want to get rid of him. That was the past. I'd say maybe 4.
4 out of 100 would divorce him.
49 years ago is a long time, and a lot of water has gone under the bridge in 49 years, but I think it's going to be a little higher than 4.
You say a little higher.
Yes.
You think a few more would divorce him?
A few more. A lot of water has gone under the bridge, but a few more would.
Of course, 49 years, a lot of the fellas might have forgotten they ever did it. Jan says 4. Or how? Amara says higher. The actual number of women who, if they discovered their husband was unfaithful 49 years ago, would divorce him is 9. It's higher. Morris starts off with a 7.
Oh, that's a bad card. Let's change it, please.
And the 7 becomes a 9. Right on the other side of the 8.
I'm going to say it's going to be a little lower than a 9.
Lower than a 9. Yes, a 2.
Excellent. Higher.
Higher than a 2. A 4.
Higher.
Risking it higher. A 10.
That's a freeze.
Morris, 1 card to tie up the match. Question 2 to you, Morris. Morris, we asked 100 doctors across the country, do you make house calls? How many doctors still make house calls?
That is a very unusual thing for doctors to do now. They would rather stay in the offices and make the money. And because we have medical group insurance now, a lot of people go to the neighborhood hospital and get, have themselves taken care of. And I would think because of some rural areas, doctors do still make calls. I would say about 33.
33 out of 100 make house calls, yeah?
No, I think it's going to be lower. There's not that many doctors that go out anymore. It's lower.
You say higher. Lower, I beg your pardon. The actual number of doctors who still make house calls is 70, not lower.
All right.
Yes, you've got to
change that card, please.
A big change for Morris, and it becomes a 6.
Higher.
If this is higher, we have a tie. No, not higher. Jan still in it, and with Jan's luck, she's got a 3. Higher than a 3, a 7.
Freeze.
Jan needs 3 cards. We'll fill in the space. Morris needs 1 card, and we'll be right back right after this. I thought you had it.
One of our polling groups will receive Rotel's 20-watt 555 music system complete with AM/FM receiver and high-fidelity two-way speakers designed for minimum space furnished by Rotel. And some of our contestants will receive a serving tray and light lunch from Lipton. Hot and hearty, satisfying dishes you make in a mug. More great taste from Lipton light lunch. It's delicious. A candy dish in goobers. Crisp, crunchy peanuts, raisinets, plump sweet raisins, all covered with smooth, fine chocolate snow caps. Dark chocolate non-pearls, goobers, raisinets, and snow caps. The new Proctor Silex Ladylite self-cleaning super steam iron. It irons out the problems you've had with ironing. The Proctor Silex Ladylite, a hair dryer and Conair Royal Persian Henna hair care system to energize your hair. Energize your hair with natural body and shine. Conair, the professional's choice. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks. A Mark Goodson-Bill Todman Production.